So here's the trick. This was Granddad's old trick here. So your things like your garden shovels, your little hand tools and trowels, and different things that you just kind of keep outside that get neglected. You know, they get that coating of rust on them, and then they just don't work very well. You know, that there's a lot of friction with the rust. It's nice to keep things oiled up, but who's got the time to do all of that? So you take a 5-gallon bucket or anything that you have, and you fill it up with sand. I've got just some coarse sand right there that we got down at the local river. And then if you change your own oil, make sure you save the engine oil in whatever containers you have. I keep like bar oil containers and stuff, and so when I change the oil on my rigs, I save that. I use it for, it's a great treatment for wood, to waterproof or rot-proof wood for fence posts or different things you want to use. But you're going to take about 1 gallon of this per 5 gallons, and you're going to pour that oil right over top of that sand. Doesn't matter what type of oil, synthetic, regular, anything. This doesn't make transmission, ATF. Pour that in there. I know it looks like a lot, but it's going to sift down in there. You'll see here. Take your shovel and work that in a little bit. Now 1 gallon might be a little bit too much, but I think that's what I typically do there. So work that in. Let's stick with a 1/2 gallon there. Mix it in. Once we get it mixed in there, it's not going to be sloppy. So I think what happened is I used 1 gallon of oil on a 5-gallon bucket. That's what I previously used. I've never used one of these here. I don't think these are, well, maybe they are 5 gallons, but start with a 1/2 gallon, it's enough. So here's the deal. So you have this in your garden shed or at or near. You can use these with the detergent because they have the lid on them, but don't leave it outside where it's going to get rained in, because then it'll just overflow and make a mess. But so what you do is, to make it real handy, is right where you're going to be hanging up all your tools, then you just give this a plunge in the sand, work it out. Same with your little hand tools. You just give them a plunge in there just one time, knock off the sand a little bit, but look at that. You get a nice coating, a thick, heavy coating of oil on them. It doesn't take time. You don't have to get a rag and get it all over your hands. You can just have it handy right there, and as you go by, just give it a shove in there, or give it a stick, knock it off, and you have your tools protected. These are for your yard and garden tools, rude tools. You don't want tools. You do this to stuff like screwdrivers, stuff you're going to have your hands on, but it does work good for this sort of thing.